Good day to officers and lecturers. Our presentation title is about officer in charge of watch of MMAA vessels. So our presentation is consist of role of the officer in charge and then standard operating procedures SOP on bridge watchkeeping. Third, we will discuss about introduction to VHF radio, which is very high frequency radio on ship's bridge and also the components of the VHF radio. And this is our team member, which is Siti Shafina binti Abdul Rakis, Nurul Aina Akila binti Fairul Anwar, Rajeswari Subramaniam, Sharifa Huda Madiha binti Sheikh Hapeni, and last one, myself Tanya Shni Rajan.
Good day to everyone. My name is Rajeshwari Subramaniam and my membership number is S74500. In this slide, I will explain the role of the officer in charge of the watch, or we can also call OOW, on MEMA vessels. So the OOW is responsible for ensuring safe navigation and overall safety of the vessel during the watch. This includes controlling the ship, monitoring weather, traffic and navigational hazards, and ensuring compliance with the rules of the road. So the OOW also carries the commanding officer's responsibility while on duty and must remain on the bridge at all times. In addition, the OOW is responsible for handling emergencies such as collision, fire, flooding, or man overboard situations. So any abnormal or dangerous situations must be promptly reported to the commanding officer. Overall, the officer in charge of watch plays a critical role in ensuring safe and efficient vessel operations. So that's all from me for now. Thank you.
Firstly, navigation and watchkeeping require the officer to maintain a continuous and effective watch at all times. A proper lookout must be kept using sight, hearing, and all available means to ensure the vessel is navigated safely. The ship position must be regularly verified using charts and navigational aids, while strictly following the approach passage plan and complying the call rates and local regulation. Secondly, equipment monitoring is essential to support safe navigation. Navigation and communication equipment such as radar, AIS, GPS, echo sounder, and compasses must be continuously monitored. All safety systems should be fully operational and any alarms or system warning must be responded to promptly. Lastly, the environmental monitoring involves observing weather conditions, sea state, and visibility. When conditions change or deteriorate, appropriate action must be taken to ensure the safety of the vessel. Effective communication must be maintained on the bridge at all times. The official should report navigational status, traffic, weather condition, and any abnormalities to the master. Proper communication with nearby vessels and authority is required when necessary. A clear handover must be conducted during watch changes. Operational control includes executing course alteration, speed changes, and maneuvers explained, as well as coordinating with the engine room and supervising bridge team activities. In emergency situations such as collision, grounding, fire, or man overboard, immediate action must be taken in accordance with the ship's emergency procedures. Alarms must be activated, life-saving appliances deployed, and all action recorded accurately. Finally, safety and compliance require strict adherence to company SOPs, SOLAS, and international regulation. Accurate documentation, including loads, incident reports, and record as deviation, must be maintained.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurul Aina Akila binti Fairul Anwar with number matric S74777. Today, I would like to explain one of the most important communication equipment on a ship bridge, which is the VHF radio. The very high frequency or VHF radio is a vital communication tool used on board ships. It is mainly designed for short-range communication between ships, coastal radio station for authority and vessel traffic service, also known as VTS. This radio operates within 156 to 174 MHz frequency band, which is specially allocated for maritime communication. The VHF radio plays a very important role in navigation, safety, and collision avoidance. For example, ships can use VHF radio to communicate their movements, intention, or warnings to nearby vessels. In emergency situation, the VHF radio is also used for distress communication, allowing ships to quickly call for help and coordinate rescue operations. Okay, next I will briefly explain the main component of the VHF radio equipment. First is the transceiver unit. This is the main body of the VHF radio. It is responsible for both transmitting, receiving signal. From this unit, the operator can select communication channels, adjust the volume, and control the overall operation of the radio. Next is the microphone and or headset. The microphone is used to transmit voice messages. It usually comes with a push to talk button. When the button is pressed, the radio changes from receiving mode to transmitting mode, allowing the user to speak and send a message clearly. The third component is a loudspeaker. The loudspeaker allows incoming message from other ships or shore station to be heard clearly on the bridge. This is especially important in busy traffic areas or during emergency situations. Finally, we have the antenna. The VHF is usually installed at a high position on the ships, such as the mast. Its main function is to transmit and receive radio wave. The height of the antenna affects the communication range, which is normally around 20 to 30 nautical miles, depending on weather and surrounding conditions. In conclusion, the VHF radio is a crucial communication equipment on the ship bridge. It ensures effective communication, enhances navigation safety, and plays a key role in saving life at sea. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Sharifah Hunda Madihah Mutis Hetapeni, number matrix 74549. And today I'll be presenting the function of VHF radio and step-by-step guide to operate the equipment. First is it is as the two-way voice communications, as it is allowed to the users to transmit and receive the voice messages, and it enables the direct communication between the vessels for effective information exchange. Number two is the line of sight communications, which the radio operates based on the line of sight transmissions, which it is a most effective way of communicate when there are minimal physical obstacles such as a mountain or the buildings, which is result in a clearer and more stable signals. Number three is the emergency and distress communications. The VHF radio are important tools in emergencies by allowing the users to broadcast the distress signals and safety messages to the nearby stations and rescue authorities for the immediate assistance. Number four is the operational and coordination communications. VHF radio support the coordinations of daily operations such as navigation guidance, traffic control, docking procedures, and teamwork communication to ensure the safe and efficient operations. Number five is the weather and safety information receptions, which it enables the users to receive the weather updates, warnings, and safety announcements, which it helps in planning the activities and avoiding the dangerous conditions. Number six is the public safety and search and rescue support, which the VHF radio is widely used by the emergency services to coordinate the search and rescue operations and ensure the timely response during the accidents or disasters. Last one is the reliable communication in remote areas, which it provides the dependable communications in areas where the mobile or internet services are unavailable, make it essential for the safety and operational continuity. Basic step of using the VHF radio. First is by turning on the VHF radio using the power button or volume control to turn on the radio and set the volume level. Number two is choose the right channel using the channel button. Select the right channel such as channel 16 for calls or emergencies. Number three is to set up the squelch control to make sure that the signals that are received are clearly heard and set the squelch to minimize the background noises. Number four is by listen before the transmitting. To prevent the disruptions, make sure that the channel is clear by keeping an ear tuned into the ongoing messages. Number five is press and hold the push to talk button, which is called as PTT button. As you speak properly, into the microphone at the correct distance and then release the PTT button to receive the response from the other party. Number 6 is communicate clearly and briefly using the clear message and standard phrases and keep the message short and accurate.
Okay, to conclude the presentation, we have learned about three things, which is the role of the officer in charge of watch of MMEA vessels. Their role is all about ensure safe navigation and also handle emergency and report to command officer. Second, we learn about watch keeping duties, which includes supervise bridge team operations and coordinate with engine room when necessary, and then also ensure that all the alarms and safety system, navigational safety system are fully functional. And then as the third part, we learn about VHF radio. VHF radio is very high frequency radio. So we conclude about the components that includes in VHF radio, which is transceiver unit, microphone, and also loudspeaker and antenna. That's all from us. Thank you.